The Patreon pick this week, as requested by Lavaskin, thank you for the request, was the 2017 film You Were Never Really Here. And if you also want to get your movie in our raffle, go to guapish.com/Patreon or patreon.com/Guapish for $1 a month. Get a movie in the queue just like Lavaskin, and maybe we'll watch it. And this is, of course, the movie about some fucking traumatized, depressed dude who is working as like a bounty hunter of sorts. He gets tasked with rescuing a mayor, some government officials. Yeah, it was mayor or governor. It was one of those two. His daughter, who has been fucking sex trafficked, and hilarity ensues.
Fun fact, the director accidentally sent an unfinished version of this movie to the Cannes Film Festival, which subsequently received a 7-minute standing ovation.
That's funny. I'll give that a good. Tanner, where are you putting this one here, pal?
I am at a flat C.
Holy shit. Dylan, how about yourself?
Oh, A-.
Oh, that is much higher than I expected. Jackson?
Yeah, I'm tossing up between A+ and S-.
I had a feeling you'd really love this one. I thought it was alright. I'm giving it B+.
Sick. Tanner, why'd you fucking hate this movie?
Yeah, it looks like I'm a massive hater. It really just comes down to I was extremely bored the entire time. It just really never managed to grab me and engage me. I think part of it is I felt there was this real incongruence with this film's presentation, and I just mean that in the sense of it's going for a really artsy presentation with like the cinematography and the sound and, you know, all this stuff, but then the plot itself is just a really basic, straightforward thriller plot. And so I felt like those two things just didn't end up coming together well, and so I was just kind of left, as I said, bored, and I was just constantly like... Because one thing is, like, the one way they were being artsy is they're never giving you, like, resolution to conflict. Like, any violence in it is viewed from a distance or not shown at all. And so there's nothing exciting happening. But then the plot, it doesn't have really very many interesting twists or very much intricacy, so it's not grabbing me on that level either. So there just really wasn't anything going on in this movie for me. And also, like, I really, I lost my train of thought. It doesn't end up doing much for me, is my ultimate problem with it.
I guess on the complete flip side of you, I was incredibly engrossed throughout the entirety of this movie. This movie gripped me. It was probably one of the most entertaining movies I've watched in a bit. Like, since, like, Silence of the Lambs, probably. I felt like I have similar vibes from not like in terms of like how entertained I was, not like with how the movies are structured.
So I wasn't even looking at you like that. I was looking like that because the Silence of the Lambs was like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I know. I thought it was longer, and then I was like looking at it, and I was like, oh, actually, it was not that long ago. But yeah, no, this movie just really kept me fucking engaged for a very long time. I liked it for a very different reason from what you were trying to get out of it, Tanner. That being it being like just like a really straightforward like thriller plot. That's not what I was liking about it at all. I like seeing our character, fucking Joaquin Phoenix did an amazing job acting this. He was incredible. Just all the character interactions, fucking the parallels between him and the girl he's trying to save consistently. Just the rawness of everything. It was just a really fucking entertaining and well done movie. It is I would say the thing that is holding it back is that for what it's trying to do, it is maybe a bit artsy. It's probably trying to be a bit like fancier than it truly is on the surface, but like there are certainly some scenes I feel like they're going a bit too far, like him fucking carrying his dead mom into like the lake and shit, you know. But
okay, but listen, I do think there are some scenes that are a bit too artsy. I thought that one was very well done, though. I did like that scene a lot.
Listen, man, I'm not even saying this as a criticism. I like the artsy shit.
Okay.
I think it's cool. I think all the fucking... I like the flashbacks of him as like a kid, especially when that starts relating to the parallels between him and Nina, whatever the fuck the girl's name is. I just thought it was all really well done and really engaging. Like, even with the action thing, I think it is really just trying to drive home that the point of this movie is not the violence, but mostly just, like, the effects that it has on the characters with this, given, you know, our character is incredibly depressed. He's fucking suicidal. He is really fucking traumatized and fucked up about his time in, like, the war, or, like, trauma with, like, his parents, or abuse, potentially. And we see that effects physically on him with, like, the scars. We see the way he acts, you know, with him, again, trying to fucking kill himself. That's, like, the point of it. It's not like the violence itself. It's, like, you know, the consequence on our characters and how it happens, you know, like with his fucking mom being killed. Or, like, how it just changed him as a person. And even, like, one of those most emblematic scenes of that was just when he, like, fucking breaks down seeing the dead dude that the girl killed. That was just a really fucking well done scene, because he's probably thinking, they said, oh my, like, he's trying to save this girl because he sees himself in her from becoming him. And he realized that he probably failed in that moment, and then, like, got a sense of relief when he realized that she is, like, still a bit normal, and he can find some amount of, like, you know, sensibility within his life after that point with her. It's just a really fucking good movie. It was emotionally wrenching for me. Just had a great time with it overall.
It's interesting that was your takeaway with that last scene there, where it's like, how you interpreted how he feels like he failed. For me, it was like, violence is all he really seems to know how to use to, like, kind of solve problems for the most part. And so at the end of the day, it's like his usage of violence isn't even what managed to get her out of there. She didn't really need him at all in that respect. And that's why he had the subsequent breakdown because of it. But that's cool too. Yeah,
I could see both ways. I could even see that your viewpoint could be a bit more reinforced just with, like, the girl walking off and him thinking about fucking immediately doming himself in the diner, because, like, she truly doesn't, like, need me, you know. Maybe that's, like, a reference to that that line of thinking. But I just feel like all the parallels between him and the girl, you know, the fucking counting, just their, like, general lives of abuse. I feel like the ties between him is really just him not wanting her to become him, because he realizes how fucking terrible it is. But I get it. I see it. I like that the movie is setting up things that can let you think about these types of things regardless.
One criticism I'm gonna make of his performance is I don't like how he whisper talks everything. It was getting on my nerves.
I mean, at a point he did get fucking shot in the head, which makes it hard because, you know, you can see, like, the swelling on his face and stuff.
It did feel like the audio mixing wasn't the best for this film, though. There were a lot. I did eventually need to just fucking turn on subtitles because I couldn't understand what was being said at times.
He did get shot in the face, but I agree. I think this is kind of a thing with, like, a lot of movies I watch, is I feel like, I don't know if it's just because I'm actually turning deaf, but I have to have subtitles on for, like, basically everything I watch nowadays, because I just cannot make out what the fuck people are saying with the background noise. Like, I can crank up my TV volume all the way, and it doesn't help. Like, I just cannot hear the audio of our characters through the mix, and it's just like, I'm with you. I had subtitles on the entire movie for all of these movies we watched this week, because I could not hear a damn word anybody was fucking saying. Maybe that's a me thing. Maybe I need better speakers. I don't know.
I think it's a big part of it is a problem with, like, action movies, because these films are mixed with the intention of you watching them in a theater generally. And so once they do come to, like, home video and stuff like that, a lot of times they won't go through the effort of, like, remixing it to make sure that it actually sounds good on your shit at home. And so that's where a lot of those issues can stem from.
Yeah, I guess another pushback I would say about Tanner's thing about how he just didn't really, I don't know, that it was, like, I don't want to say predictable, I can't remember exactly what you said, but, like, I feel like there was plenty of twists and turns in the plot that, like, kept me really engaged. Like, the fucking, when he was sitting in the hotel room and the governor fucking kills himself on TV, or they show that he killed himself on TV, and then the fucking door gets busted down and somebody gets blasted in the fucking head right there. Very shocking. Surprised that happened. Him going to his mom's house, his ear fucking capped. Surprising. The fucking guy getting killed at the very end by the girl. Very surprising. There's a lot of twists and turns, and even from just, like, a plot standpoint, I thought really kept me engaged. Like, this was, like, I was fucking shocked at a lot of moments, you know? That's what kept me gripped for a lot of it. And I guess also go into the mixing thing, just to not lose that thread. I like the music in this movie a lot too. It was very interesting. It was certainly experimentative, I will say, I will admit. I can absolutely see why people would be opposed to it for that reason. With, like, it's kind of like harsher, like, EDM sound for some scenes. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, even, like, the the songs that had like fucking actual lyrics in them. One thing that was a benefit of me needing to turn on the subtitles was it would, you know, show me what they were saying in the songs, and a lot of times those had very strong thematic relevance to what was happening in the scenes that they were being incorporated into, which I liked.
I've done a lot of yapping. Anybody else got anything to say? Dylan, what do you think about the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the reason, and I say this movie was lost on me, I clearly still gave it a pretty decent rating. I did feel like it was too artsy, and I'm not usually the artsy kind. I do like the correlations and the parallels between our main character and the girl, just how much of him he saw in her, and I agree. The action scenes were a nice touch, I guess, to the movie, but I do like how the focus was on how this guy was abused as a child. He, you know, was in some kind of war. He was part of some kind of investigative group that was trying to find people before something bad happened, and obviously all the bad things happened and resulted from that. I do think it's very funny and interesting how his weapon of choice for the entire movie is a ball-peen hammer. There is something telling about that. Like, either this guy is, and he's not good at what he does, or the bad guy is really so incompetent that they're just being taken out left and right by a ball-peen hammer. I don't think it hampered the movie at all.
I mean, it looked like the reason he used that was because it was like a tool used in his abuse.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't get the whole counting thing. I don't know. I feel like this movie was very dense, and it was trying to be more than it was, and that kind of is what it was trying too hard, and that's why I was. Are
you talking about like the girl counting?
That too. Her counting was strange, but just the counting throughout the entire movie in general, like there was just several moments where there's counting down, and I'm like, I don't understand how this applies to what's going on or where this stems from. So whatever. I didn't pay much attention to it anyway. But yeah, I do just like feeling the emotion through our main character at like every point. You know, he's constantly just dealing with some bullshit. And, you know, he just can't have a normal life. He can't have a life without peril or letdowns. You know, like we talked about, his mom's fucking dead because these people, like, killed his mom for him trying to do the right thing. You know, he's trying to save these girls from a life of, you know, terrible atrocity. And he gets repaid by, like, people like his friends and his family dying. And I think that was portrayed very well throughout this whole thing. But yeah, I mean, you guys kind of covered everything else. I don't have anything crazy to say about this movie.
I think it's funny how often the guy's trying to fucking kill himself.
Yeah.
Like when he was like sinking into the water and he like pulled the fucking rocks out of himself, you know. Like I get why they're doing it, you know. He remembered the girl. He realizes he does still have more to live on from after his fucking mother died, you know. An understandable thing, but he is just like contemplating killing himself a lot in this movie.
Yeah, or just like inflicting some sort of harm upon himself.
Yeah. It's just so constant. Like, it's hard to even, like, rationalize with somebody that is that fucking low down in their...
Yeah, like that bit at the beginning where he's messing around with the knife. He's, like, trying to swallow the knife or something, and then just is dropping it by his foot to, like... I was cringing so much through that entire portion. I was like, please.
It does a really good job of just, like, pretty early on just telling us exactly what we need to know about this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to hit home again real quick. Joaquin Phoenix's performance here, fantastic. Great job there. The girl, not so much, which is unfortunate since she's like the driving force behind the narrative here. You know, at the end of it, we do still care about her well-being because, you know, she is like a child in this fucking terrible situation. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. Pick up some good child actors. They exist. We've seen them out there.
The big thing for me with the girl's performance is like, her situation is just so fucked that I was kind of taking it from, like, maybe this is being charitable towards her performance, but, like, she was just acting, like, emotionless throughout most of it. And I feel like that is largely because of her fucking situation. Like, she was sold into fucking sex slavery by a bunch of dudes, presumably been raped a shit ton. That's fucking horrible. She's probably really mentally scarred and in a terrible spot. I could see her, you know, that, like, translating over to that, you know?
Yeah, that's what I interpreted it as.
Because I didn't have a problem with it. It felt like I was watching a fucking traumatized girl, you know?
Yeah. I agree.
I suppose some of you are more lenient than I.
I mean, I did like this movie a lot, so I'm sure I am being blind towards problems that are present more than somebody should be, but you know.
I will say one other big problem, these white boy politicians look too similar. when we saw like the other politician who had like fucking taken her or whatever the fuck, I thought that was still just the same guy from who we initially met.
Ah.
Very funny.
I think that's all my thoughts though. Does anyone else have anything they want to say about this one?
I'm good.
I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. I was going into it thinking it was going to be kind of whatever, but I ended up liking it a lot. So, you know, shout out the director of this one. I think I just like this chick's movies a lot. We need to talk about Kevin a lot. I'm excited to watch more of hers. I've actually added a couple more to my watch list. Maybe I'll be the only guy that likes any of this chick's movies, but you know, that's fine by me.
I mean, I gave it an A-. That's not too bad.
Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to bring up. Tanner, did you think that Joaquin Phoenix's character in this was meant to be a pedophile?
No, I just think it's funny to interpret it that way.
Okay. Thank God, I was scared for you.
Yeah, you'd have to truly despicably miss the point of his character to ever come to that conclusion.
Yeah. For the audience, I made a joke one-sentence summary of this movie as the adventures of the world's most virtuous pedophile.
In your defense, I suppose there was that like scene towards the beginning where we have no context. It's just a bunch of stuff in a motel room, and he like picks up this necklace that says Sandy on it, and we're just kind of made to assume this guy does bad things, but no.
I mean, he certainly does do bad things. He goes around fucking murdering people.
He does bad things, but like he murders people, but he murders bad people to save.
I mean, we don't even know if he's necessarily only murdering bad people. Like, he is a bounty hunter. He could be doing fucking nefarious thing. We're just seeing like this one instance of him doing something good.
I like to assume the positive.
I mean, he, at the very least, he has done this type of thing before because he's like familiar with the terminology. Like he says, like the playground thing. He seems like he knows what he's doing with this type of thing.
Yeah. That is...
Which is like kind of horrible implications that this is just like a really common thing that's happening in their world. I mean, it's almost certainly something that's happening in our world as well, but you know, I'd like to not think about that.
And Joaquin Phoenix is probably in on it too.
Yikes! You know, I don't want to think about that either.
Bottom line is, like I was saying before, this guy leads a very fucked up life, and that's just kind of the long and short of it. So...
True. We've seen a lot of Joaquin Phoenix movies at this point. I think I've liked all of them. I'm excited to watch a movie of his that I don't like.
I was going to ask, what other movie... Because I know he's a pretty prominent actor. What other movies have we watched? Because they were pretty early on, weren't they?
He was in Her. We've seen both the Jokers. I actually don't know if there's anything more than that. I think he was in like something else that we've seen, but I'm forgetting.
Wasn't he in The Patriot?
Was he?
You had to have been young. Something weird like that, I want to say. I might be thinking of Jared Leto.
Wait, is Joaquin Phoenix the main guy from Her?
Yeah.
Oh my god, he looks so different. Holy shit.
True.
They done him up all nice, dude. He's in Hotel Rwanda, what?
He is?
He's one of the Rwandans. How would you feel if we watched Hotel Rwanda and it is Joaquin Phoenix in blackface? Like, as one of the Rwandans?
That'd be very interesting.
Oh no.
That would certainly be interesting, yes.
Yeah. He is in The Village. I don't know if he has mentioned that one, though.
Oh yeah, it was that one. That's the one I remember. I gave that shit like a D-.
Anyways, we've talked about this movie for a long time. We're not even really talking about it at this point. Let's give some ranks.
Alright, fantastic. Yeah, I'll stick with my B+.
A-, thank you.
I'll stick with my C. This might just be something like I need to take a break and then I'll watch it again in the future and really get into it, but
he's gonna give that shit an S-. He's like, guys, I was fucking capping, I don't know.
He's an Abe Lincoln vampire hunter? What the fuck?
Yeah, he's Abe Lincoln.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
I think I'm gonna bias towards the high end of my estimate, actually. I like this movie a lot. I can't understate that. I'm giving this an S-, and it lands at a B+.
Hell yeah!
Another one to the pile.
Oh yeah.
Dragged it to hell, man.
This movie is controversially rated. It certainly seems like a love it or hate it kind of thing.
Certainly seems like it.
And the reviews seem to reflect that. So, you know, this outcome is not particularly unexpected to me.
Yeah.
Fair enough.